So we just got a call to go do an off-road, rollover. And we could take a normal tow truck, a normal deck truck and roll it over. It'd be quite simple, but we're gonna take this truck. We love it so much. It's so much fun to use, and we're gonna use the sling on the back to tow it back. This car is pretty deep in there. I would say that it rolled before the snowstorm, and then the snow built up around it. Okay, we've got 2 lines coming off of the truck to the car, doubled up with snatch blocks, so we're gonna see if the truck can pull it out. We may have brought a knife to a gunfight. Yeah, it's stuck. Just gonna try and expose some of the gravel on the road so that the tires will grip the gravel and not the slippery snow. So at this angle, he's trying to lift the car up more instead of pulling it from the bottom. We're trying to lift up on the car. You can see how much the truck's grabbing with how sacked out the rear end is, and the fact that the front wheels are almost coming off the ground. It's pulling hard. The car's making some noises. The front wheels are coming off the truck. So yeah, there's a lot of grip there. All right, we just repositioned the truck, pulling it on more of a side instead of more of straight on. We're gonna see if we can get it broken free this way. He's gonna winch on it and drive at the same time, see if we can get this thing out of here. There's literally nothing special about this truck other than the fact that it's a 9902. I'm not sure exactly what year. 6 liter, 3/4 ton with a cheap rough country lift, really aggressive tires. And then the only thing that also helps it out is the weight from the wrecker in the back. That also keeps weight on the rear, so when you're trying to winch something, it's not just sliding backwards, and it can actually grip with the big tires that it's got. So this is a really old school method of towing. This is just a normal pickup truck with this boom in the box. And then this is called chain slinging. So we have the chain hooked on the lower control arms that's coming around to the piece of wood here, which is on the frame. It's going across the engine cradle. And then this car is already a total loss. The bumper is smashed up, so we just have that rubber's just sitting against the plastic bumper. Back in the day when they had chrome bumpers and whatnot, you could just hook these things onto them and pull them and it'd be totally fine. But nowadays everything's all plastic in the front end, and so this is like I said, just a 3/4 ton. When during the summer when we have some slower days, we've got 1-ton leafs and airbags to put in the rear, so it doesn't look like a North Carolina shitbox when it's driving down the road. So we just got back with the truck. Honestly, I wasn't thinking that it was going to come out, but honestly, it did impress us. And you know, we could have used one of the other trucks. A flatbed would have been the easiest. But every truck has to earn its keep in the warm garage, and that truck definitely earned its spot in the warm garage for tonight to melt off.
So I figured I'd just take some time here to show you guys a couple projects we're working on currently, trucks that we're building. You got this one here in the background. It's a 2000 Peterbilt 378 with a setback axle. It's got a 3406E Cat 18 speed. We bought this truck a couple years ago. It was intended to be just a quick little build, throw a wrecker on the back, put it into service. Turned out to be a lot bigger project. It was all red originally. We stripped it down, painted it all white. We had to throw double frame rails into it. It was just single frame rails before because we're putting a 20-ton heavy wrecker on the back of it, so you need the frame strength when you're towing things. We were doing a service on it the other day. We were changing diff oils. Noticed some metal filings in the diff, a little more than there should be, so we took apart the front diff and turns out it was ready to go. All the teeth were chipped and wore right out, so we kind of saved a catastrophe happening once we put it onto the road into service. I'm sure a couple tows in she would have grenaded, so I'm glad we caught that in time. This is the wrecker that's going on the back of it here. It's a Century 4024 20-ton wrecker. Came off a truck that we retired. It doesn't look like much sitting here. We have it all stripped down. We took out the hydraulic stiff legs out the back, took out the boom extension. It originally was on a little tandem Peterbilt. It was way too short. I got tired, so we stripped it off, bought that truck over there. We decided we'd re-chassis it. So I have OCD when it comes to paint and building things and whatnot. I like it to be perfect or as best to the eye. I don't know if you'd call it a 50-footer or not, but so we stripped it right down to send it for paint. Hopefully it's going next week sometime. We're just currently working on building some winch tensioner plates for it. The original ones it came with, they were no good. We didn't like them, so we're building air actuated ones. That way we can adjust pressures and make the line easier to come out when you're pulling on it, and then when you got a spool in, you can crank up the pressures so it spools nice. So hopefully that one's done here shortly. We're hoping to have it on the road here in spring. This is another little guy we're working on currently. It's a little 06 Chevy 3500. We bought it about a year ago. It was originally a single wheel long bed pickup truck. It was actually a contractor truck. We brought it back here. We took out the single rear wheel, differential out of it, and we put a dually rear end in it. And then bought the wrecker bed used. It's a little Jerdan. We stripped it all down. We just got everything back from powder coating. Sent it all to get sandblasted and powder coated nice. Putting some new pins in it so it's all nice and tight. We had to do a little bit of modifying to get it onto this chassis. As you can see, it's got lots of lights. We like lights, so it's gonna have some under the doors there. It's just a little 6-liter gas, 4-wheel drive truck. Obviously a diesel is a lot better to be a tow truck for multiple reasons, but we're building this truck for the purpose of a driver taking it home at night and being able to start it religiously when it's cold out and not worry about plugging it in all the time. And it's just gonna be a cheap truck to fix and bomb back roads and do service calls with. This other little project we're working on is a little Ford Transit van. We're building it into a little service unit. We put a 12, 24 volt, 3 volt system in it to boost charter buses and stuff. So you have the capabilities of boosting 12 volt all the time. You flip a switch and you got 24 volt for boosting charter buses, some equipment. There's a few different things that come with 24 volt systems. So it's gonna be a nice little unit. We'll do tire changes, air deliveries, fuel deliveries, unlocks. It's a little bit of a mess right now. We're just trying to build holders and stuff to secure it to the walls of the van. We still gotta put a whole bunch of emergency lighting and stuff on it, but I wouldn't use the word cool. It's a Ford Transit. I would say are one of the more ugly vehicles on the road. We have a wrap being designed for it. That's just a couple projects we have on the go. If you guys wanna see a full tour of all of our trucks and equipment and gadgets and shops, leave us a comment, let us know, and we can probably make that happen.